Hey, my name's James Nicholson, and I'm making this video as a follow-up to a video I made over the weekend. And this video we're going to talk about, has the house price market finally started to crash? Well, that's the interesting question that I've got for you today. Now, this channel is all about my investment journey, and I want to invite you along on that journey with me. You can easily get updates on the videos easily by just taking that finger of power, smashing that like button over there very quickly, guys. That will help me get more views on here, and it will remind YouTube to send you more of my content. And more importantly, smashing the subscribe button and hitting the bell notification. Do that quickly now. Smash that subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get all the new content as and when we put that out. Now, the market is definitely in turbulent times, isn't it? There's a lot of uncertainty still. It's better than it was last month for sure. So last month we had the mini budget. That really didn't go down well with investors. And they were at the time predicting that interest rates could go as high as 6.5% as the base rate. And you'd pay on top of that 2 or 3%, meaning you could be paying potentially as much as 10%. Now, obviously, since then, we've had a change of Prime Minister. So Liz Truss is out, Rishi Sunak is in, and the forecasts looking forward at what mortgage rates might hit, and what the Bank of England told us last week was that potentially this might now peak out at 4.5. So the Bank of England, in their meeting last Thursday or Friday, I can't remember which day exactly it was, they made it very clear that the forecasts, as where they were up here, the rates are not going to go that high, which is really, really positive news for everybody, really. Like, high interest rates aren't going to serve anyone. It really is to slow down the economy. Now, why is this all happening? Well, the big problem that we've got is inflation at 10% at the moment, and that isn't coming down fast enough, right? Now, there are indications that a lot of good news, positive news on that, that show that potentially inflation should start coming down fairly quickly by the springtime, because what we're looking at is gas prices have dropped significantly. Now, the energy companies that you and I buy from, they buy months ahead of time. So it's not going to hit us in our pocket, unfortunately, this winter, but it does look more positive in the near future. So that's going to be a good thing. Other things that drove up inflation a lot were things like shipping from the Middle East and Asia. Now, shipping costs for a container were $1,000 for a container. Then they went to as high as 15 grand for containers. They've now come down significantly, and that means cost of goods is going to massively reduce as well. So that's all positive news that we're going to see, and hopefully inflation will start coming down. So what will happen is the Bank of England will keep rising rates until it has an impact on this inflation. And once that happens, then hopefully we'll start seeing a leveling off with interest rates, and potentially after that, a drop as well. So that's positive news. Now, the market has not dropped massively in this time. Now, we have in October had a drop, which was the first for 15 months. And so we had a drop of 0.9, so just under 1%. House prices went down in October, which was the first drop, as I said, in 15 months. And many see that as the start, potentially, of a crash or a market correction. The Bank of England even said themselves, they don't see that the prices are going to go down as far as people maybe were projecting. Now, big institutions, for example, Nationwide, have said that they feel that the market could go down as much as 8%. Now, I know in the comments from your comments, everyone that watches my videos, some of you think it could be as high as 40%. I just don't see that being as possible. In the 2008 crash, we had a 15% crash. In the 90s, it was a 20% crash. And that was big, right? That was a big crash. Now, 2008, things were much worse. We were in a much worse situation. You see, people were able to borrow as much as 130% of the value of their house, meaning they had a 100 grand house, the bank would lend them on a mortgage £130,000. So when the market did start going down, lots of people just defaulted and gave the houses back because they weren't going to pay like a 30% premium on that. So they just probably got bankruptcies and all sorts of things because of that. But a lot of people went into negative equity, and that was the financial crisis. It was called the financial crisis. Now, basically, since then, things have changed. The Bank of England stress tests all the mortgage providers and banks to make sure that they're going to be able to survive if the market does have significant movement. So that's a positive thing, right? And so they've looked at that, and that looks positive. Now, they've also been a lot stricter on us when we get a mortgage. Now, prior to 2006, 2007, it was super easy to get a mortgage. In fact, you just went to the broker, you told them how much that you earned. They didn't even check that. So a lot of people did self-cert mortgages, and they said they earned 100 grand or 150 grand, when maybe they were only on 40. And that meant that a lot of those people, when it got tough, couldn't afford to make those payments. So we've had much more stricter lending in this more recent run that we've had. So other places are saying that the market will just have a soft landing, maybe a 2 to 5% drop. And other places are saying it could be as much as 30%. Well, the thing is, the market hasn't crashed yet. So that's the point of this video. It hasn't crashed because there's a lag in the data. People that are buying houses that are completing now till Christmas, they started that process in the summer. That meant that they got good interest rates because they got in just before these interest rate rises, or at least before the more recent ones, right? And so they've still got very, very good interest rates. So they're going to want to complete on the deals that they've got. It's going to make much more sense, because if they stop that deal for any reason and they pull out, next time they look to buy a house, it's going to be significantly more expensive to buy. So deals will complete now, deals will complete in December, and then in January, February and March, that's where we're really going to see what the impact is of the rates that we've got. So we're sitting at a base rate now of 3%. The market has quite a bit of a wait and see approach at the moment. So first time buyers, a lot of those have exited the market. They're just waiting, building bigger deposits and just seeing what happens, or waiting for interest rates to go back down. So that's a big portion of the market. And a lot of sellers have taken their properties off the market because they want to sell in a certain market. So stock on the market is down. However, buyers on the market is down as well, and they're correlating numbers. So there's still about the same amount of buyers as there are houses for sale. And so the slowdown will take longer than you think. I think that the market is going to go down. I do think that it will come back quite quickly. So would I advise people to invest now? Yes, because there's some very, very good deals at the moment. There's people that need to sell, that you can take that property off their hands because maybe they're in a chain, someone else has fallen out that chain, and you can be the person that comes in, get a really good deal, but you also save that chain for them. And so some of the people that are selling now have to sell, right? And so those people, they will give great opportunities for landlords and buyers and all people like that. Another lot of people that are looking to sell at the moment is landlords that own property in their personal name. We've done a ton of videos on the channel about this, how now is the time that you need to buy property in a limited company. When you have it in a limited company, it's way more tax efficient. It's way more easier to pass it on to your children and your grandchildren in future years. And that's a really, really positive step. So there are landlords that a while ago, they bought all the properties in their personal name because that's how you used to do it. And they now want to sell because of something called Section 24. So do start looking for deals. There are some great deals out there. A 3% rate isn't as bad as you think as well. When I started investing, it was way higher than that, and deals worked then. So markets will adjust. The market is very likely to go down. I don't think it's going to go down 20%, plus. I think it's going to be less than that for sure. But I want to know, what do you think? Do comment below. Keep it nice and courteous in the comments. Do like the video if you didn't earlier. Check out all the other content on the channel, guys. We make new content every single day. I hope you're going to learn some stuff along the way. I'm getting some really positive comments from you guys on this channel now. It's a lot of hard work, but I want to really grow this channel and help you guys through this difficult time. And let's invest together. I'm James. Thanks for watching. Go and check out this video right here. Bye for now.